Hello, and welcome to All Shorts and a bunch of limers and cows, because we're in France, you see. Thank God for that. It's not looking that great in the UK, is it? No. And so much for Brexit being our saving grace. Well, the UK economy is expected to shrink this year. Getting from bad to worse, you know. And we're going to be at the back of the leading G7 countries during 2023. Now, these aren't my figures. It's the International Monetary Fund's figures, the IMF. Anyway, before I continue, please boot the old like button, and there will be a secret word at the end of this video. But on a positive note, the IMF has actually lifted its forecast for the UK's economy. Oh, ain't you excited? Well, it's now expected to shrink by 0.3% and not 0.6%. You happy about that? No? Okay. No. The GDP isn't looking too great, is it? So, yeah. No, not really. Now, British citizens will have to contend with recycling the same money without external investment. Why would you invest? But don't worry. The capitalists, they'll buy up the rapidly declining property values and fading businesses just to asset strip the feck out of them. And where my cow's gone? I thought it was a cow whisperer. Oh, anyway. Well, I suppose that's what they do. But also, the asset strippers buy them cheap, break them up, sell them off. Well, the IMF projections depict the UK lagging behind other advanced economies this year. It's even going to be lagging behind Russia. Blimey. Well, the UK, is vulnerable to a trade shock from high imported, high cost energy and other input costs. Now, this news, it should have us, quite frankly, sowing all tomatoes, or are you just going to eat turnips? Since food inflation is likely to increase as well with this stagnated economy. It's not looking good, it really isn't. Not be funny, we're just coming at the winter. We should be seeing growth through the summer. It's supposed to be all, positive and all that. And, spring. Flowers are, blossom on the blossom trees and all that sort of stuff. Everyone has a positive mindset, but no. The economy does not. The Brexit itself has caused a major shortage in the labour market. There's no getting away from it, it really has. But this is funny considering that we're paying £6 million a day to house asylum seekers in hotels. Pretty much because Sue Ellen Braverman, the racist, as that Baroness, I can't remember her name, but anyway, the Baroness, that's what she said. Yeah. Well, she refuses, she does, to process these potential workers fast enough so they can help out. Well, apparently so they can break the business model of the traffickers, they say. It's got nothing to do with it whatsoever. Because if they wanted to break that model, they could provide safe routes into the country, and that would have the same effect. Well, in fact, it would be more successful, to be honest. There'd be no business model at all. Well, these people are stuck in these hotels, and soon to be under guard on like a little bit like container ships, with these little apartments on. That's kind of what they look like. There's one that's on its way from one of these barges is on its way from Italy as we speak. Well, they're not going to solve the issue, no. Not at all. We need people. We have a diminished labour force. People could be helping us, and we could be helping them at the same time by them helping us. Most of these people want to work. They really do. What's my collar all sticking up for? Oh, I don't know. What do I like, Scruffy mutt. Well, we have to remember that. These people, many of them come from, countries that have doctors, nurses, engineers and all sorts of trades and skills, and we need these people. So why aren't we seeing what they can do to help and get them processed quicker and get them into the workforce if that's what they want to do, so they can contribute instead of just being a drain on our economy, because our output is very, very poor. UK productivity is horrendous. It's some of the worst in the world. Well, many of these people, they have skills such as doctors, etc. No, oh yes, I forgot. There's a junior doctors' strike this week. But instead, what do? We just import more people from Nigeria when there's people already here. Work that one out. And while this madness continues, the Bank of England is having to consider increased interest rates again to fight inflation. Although the IMF is suggesting there's a possibility that he might actually even come down, so we'll see. And how are we going to work our way out of this act of self-harm, out of a recession, because that's pretty much what we're in, really, in real terms, when our input costs are so flippin' high, because we're having to pay more for basically labour than we would do otherwise, because we're having to get sponsorships and all that sort of stuff, bring them over and what have you. Then we have to house them anyway, so that's a major problem. And our productivity is ridiculously low. A productivity that is hot by... Oh, well, it's just lack of workers. It's just hit by that. But also inconsistent imports of components, manufacturing, what have you, and also raw materials. And the fact that nobody wants to trade with us doesn't really help, does it? No. Does make me wonder, though. Brexit, which is quite frankly the racists' mess. I know what you're going to say, not everybody who voted for Brexit is a racist. But I'm sorry, but if you're following this immigration line at the moment, I'm sorry, it kind of puts you on that line of being a racist. Even the Home Secretary is a racist, according to this Baroness, whose name literally vanishes from my memory. Well, makes me wonder, is it just like pure tribalism? Maybe it's sprinkled with a heavy dose of cognitive dissonance. And maybe a few unicorns on the way, maybe. Anyway, I got immigration into that one, and on economy, that's quite good, wasn't it? My secret word at the end of this video is going to be to do with immigration, because we're trying to house all these people, and they're just basically twiddling their thumbs because they're not allowed to do anything. Such as RAF's Scampton. So the word of the day is going to be the dam busters. Yeah. Actually, the word of the day is going to be Lawrence and Scott's. And why is that? Well, Lawrence and Scott's used to make the electric motors. I'm really going out there now. The electric motors that used to spin the bouncing bomb on the Lancaster bombers before they were released to get the momentum going. And Lawrence and Scott's electric motors were based in Norwich, from where I'm from. Yeah, Norfolk. Yeah, Norwich and Farage was there the other day. Embarrassing. Anyway, so like a EV bouncing bomb. so my word of the day is Lawrence and Scott's. Two names. That's one name, kind of like Lawrence and Scott's. Yeah. Anyway, leave it down below in the comments down below. But if you want to support the channel, you can do that on Patreon, or you buy us a coffee, and the links are down below, and it is very much appreciated, that it is. Well, I suppose it's time for me to go. Before we do, I'm going to take a bit of my trees. We're planting 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land, and you might be able to see some of them in the distance over there. They look like sticks in the ground at the moment, in the distance on that field that goes down into the valley. And then we're actually planting... Oh, my cow's back. Hello, cow. That's a young one. Oh, but he's tender. And there's a field on the other side of that building. You can't actually see it, I don't think. It's on the other side of that building over there. And we're planting trees on there as well. But you won't be part of that. There is a GoFundMe link down below where we are planting where you can contribute, and we'll buy a tree on your behalf. We'll get a tree on your behalf, and we'll plonk that tree in the ground on your behalf, and I'll make a sign to go with the tree with your name on, or maybe in memory of a loved one. But we're also making bat boxes or bat roosts, bird houses and hedgehog houses and stuff like that as well. It's all about the habitat, you know. And ever since we started doing this and have more awareness with our natural environment living here, we're being encouraging quite a variety of birds. We've now got hoopoes pecking on our windows. We've now got the great spotted woodpeckers as well. Obviously we've got the usuals, you know, great tit sparrows and blue tits robins and starlings and all the usuals, hirondelles and a whole variety. But we're getting more. You can probably hear them. You must be able to hear that in the background. Yeah, got to. Didn't used to even hear in the country. It did not sound like that before, and now it's just gone a bit crazy. Got lots of birdies. So if you want to contribute and help us provide habitat for the little animals, like I say, there's that link down below, and that allows us, gives us the funds to be able to make it happen. And I will be posting videos this year, probably very soon actually, regarding the rewilding project that we're doing. I couldn't really do it over the winter, it's just too wet. But we will be doing it very soon. So I'll try and post some more updates. Anyway, I'm mumbling along, aren't I? Yeah, I digress somewhat. Anyway, have a lovely day. It's time for me to go. Remember, Lawrence and Scots, or if you like, dam busters. Either. Whatever you'd like. Yeah. And, I'll tell you what. Maybe the word of the day could actually be a quiz. You tell me the name of the dam that the dam busters blew up. Leave it in the comments down below. Ta-ta.